Hello, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to Masterful Chats. Short, clear, concise, clarifying conversations designed to uplift, empower, inspire, and support you as you move forward on your spiritual path and in your life's journey. And today's chat is about being versus doing, what that means to you and your creation of the beautiful life that you want. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an information synthesizer, a mystical scholar, and an intuitive. And I believe with my entire heart and being that we are each a beloved child of God. We are known and we are loved and adored totally, completely, and beyond measure. And please remember to stay till the end of the chat because I will be offering you a spiritual tool to help you move through your days with more ease and grace and peace. So what does doing versus being mean? Doing is basically a busyness. It's being run by the mind. And quite often we're working on one task and we have a list of 20 other things that we need to do. And in this state, we're just kind of like a ricocheting bullet. We're just moving quickly from one thing to the other. We're not really being present. We're focused on getting something done and getting the next thing done and the next thing done and the next thing done. Being is a state where the action of doing becomes being when the mind is connected to the heart, and that is in the present moment. If we're being, we're in the present moment, and we are strictly focused on the task at hand. That doesn't mean that we are not aware that we have other things that we need to handle throughout the day, or there may be a deadline, or we may have an appointment we need to go to. But for that moment where we are focused on that one task, we are fully aligned, body, mind, and spirit, with that task. We're not being distracted by thinking about world events, or we're not in the past, or we're not projecting to the future. We are strictly in the moment, doing that one task. And so that is being. And as I mentioned on an earlier chat, it is only in that present moment that we can affect and create the world that we want for ourselves and our loved ones, one present moment at a time, to the next present moment at a time. Because the world, the universe, everything is based on energy and vibrations. And if we're frantically rushing around, getting a myriad of tasks done, and we're merely going from one thing to the next, on and on and on, and our energy is scattered, and we're feeling anxious, or in a hurry, or like there's never enough time, that's doing. And we're just simply going to bring more of that into our lives. By being, we are focused on the one moment, the one task. And in that, there is a calmness, there's a focus, there's a grounding where you can get things done and get things accomplished. And you're not scattering your energies and losing your focus. When I was growing up, there was all this talk about multitasking and how great it was, and you have to be able to multitask. Well, yes, in today's modern world, we need to do several things in a day, let's say. Let's take the day. And you may be getting children up for breakfast and getting them to school. You have a job you need to go to. You're coming home. You're cooking dinner. There may be things to go to afterward. You may have volunteer things to do as well. Okay, that's managing a life. But the key is you are only focusing on one thing at one moment. And in each and every present moment, you are being because you are just focused on that present moment. That doesn't mean that you are unaware of other things that you need to complete in the day, but you are having that one task in that one present moment. So in that, yes, you are managing multiple tasks throughout the day. But multitasking is like, oh, I can be on the computer and I can be writing this and I can be talking to someone and I can be listening to music. Well, good luck with that one. You may do them all, but you're not going to do them as well or as complete or to the level that you would if you were just doing one at a time. And yes, Henry is making his debut again. So he's being quiet. So this is a good thing. Because he's loud and in charge of me. But now back to the chat. I digress. So there is a difference between managing multitasks versus multitasking. If something is worth doing, it's worth devoting our entire energy to it at that time. It's worth focusing, it's worth grounding our energy, and things, for the most part, will go much more smoothly and with ease and grace if you do that. The whole idea of multitasking and working in a frenzy of 4 or 5 different projects all at once, and you're supposed to do this, it's actually crazy making. It's literally crazy making. And productivity studies have shown that people may think they're highly productive multitasking, but they're not. We're far more productive when we are focused, when we are grounded, when we are clear on one thing. The key is we're all going to get pulled off. We're all going to have things that happen. A phone call is going to come or this or that. Then we realign, we breathe, we refocus on the task. And so if you can take a moment, if you've been interrupted with a phone call or a child or someone's come to your door, take a deep breath and realign and get back in your focus and say, okay. Because it's in that present moment that you're creating each and every future present moment. When your soul and your heart are aligned with your mind, that is where the true creativity starts and lands. When we are in alignment, when we are focused, when we are in the present moment, that is where the magic happens. So let that magic into your life. Don't believe that you have to be frantic and rushing here and there and complete 80 things today so that, you feel productive. No, don't buy into that mantra. Know that by handling each and every task, one task at a time, doing it to the best of your ability and to the best of your completion, and then moving on to the next task, you are living with more ease and grace. Your body will truly appreciate it. If you're not running through stress and anxiety and frustration through it throughout the day, if you're focused on one thing and you're calm, your body's going to know that. Your body is going to feel it, and your body's going to respond much, much better. Your body will thank you. So throw away the productivity journals, please. And if you need to, make a list in the morning of things you want to get done. And that's the thing about lists, they keep me grounded. I do that. But I don't set myself up for failure that I have to get this all done today, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I've learned that in these days of chaos and disruption, that the more fluid we can be, and the more grounded we can be in the present moment, the better things are going to be for us. If we are locked into a rigid belief that things have to be our way and they've got to be this way, and I can't allow this to happen or that to happen, or that phone call or this or that, it's just going to increase your stress levels. We all have things we need to get done, but there are things that can be put off another day or don't have to get done in this hour. They can be moved. And there are things that pop up in our lives that truly do need to take precedence, and people who need to take precedence. And if we can approach each day with a fluidity and with a grace, it'll be much less stressful on your body, mind, and spirit. Think of it as having like a big framework of what you want to get done for the day, but allow for alterations. And sometimes the most wonderful miracles appear, and it's like, wow, if I would have said no to that, or I hadn't have picked up the phone, or I hadn't have taken 5 minutes with that person, I wouldn't have learned that, or I wouldn't have had that experience. So open your world a little bit. Be flexible and be open. Create some space in your day. Staying in the present moment and doing one task at a time, which is a state of being, I need to be clear, being, will allow you that flexibility, that expansiveness, and that grace. So give it a try. And I'd be pleased to hear your thoughts. And the spiritual tool for today, as promised, I thought we'd continue with the red rose, because that is such a wonderful tool, and it has so many possibilities. If I've been out and about, or I've had a phone call or something, and I'm a little bit depleted energetically, or I just kind of feel off for some reason, I take that red rose, I get the view of the red rose in my mind, and I literally wave that rose throughout my energetic field. I clean my energetic field up, down, sideways, in, out. I just take a minute or so, and then I put the red rose out in front of me, and I literally explode it. And all that energy goes back to wherever I picked it up from. So give that a shot and let me know how you feel about it. There are many, many other ways that we can use that red rose, and we'll discuss those in the future. Yeah, so please let me know if that works for you. And once again, I'd like to say thank you for being with me for this Masterful chat for this week. I'd appreciate it if you would like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel. And as always, wherever you're at in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Until we chat again, blessings.